Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A Downriver hair salon defending itself tonight, and it all has to do with this colorful mural on the side of its business. Glad you're with us tonight at 11. The owners of that salon were shocked when Southgate's building department told them it had to come down.
Yeah, the order not sitting well with some community members who have fallen really in love with the floral display. Pamela Osborne joins us live with more on the reason and what city leaders are saying tonight. Pamela.
Karen and Devin, you know, this is what all of the fuss is about, this mural design here, Kata's Hair Studio. They really wanted to take the opportunity to add a little bit of beauty to Southgate, so they jumped at the opportunity to have a local artist do this work. The only problem is it violates a couple of city ordinances the city says it's looking to redo.
To have negative reactions towards it was shocking.
When Caitlin Williams created this mural, she wanted to uplift people.
Honestly, when I see it, it is almost emotional because it's something that brings out so much joy in other people.
It brought a lot of new interest to the family-owned business, which was opened here back in 1976 by Mackenzie Costello's grandfather.
Everyone loves it. Everyone smiles when they see it. People didn't even know we were a hair salon.
The joy the mural brought didn't last long. Soon after the work was completed, Costello and her mother received a letter from the city's building department.
And must be returned to the previous earth-toned colors or prevent any further legal action.
Enter outrage. A woman who loved the artwork enough to call and compliment it found out about the letter, posted online, and hundreds of shares and comments later. It's all anyone's talking about in Southgate.
I think they should keep it up there. It's like individualism and being artistic and everything. You know, It's not harming anyone.
Yeah, expressing yourself. I like the flowers. I think they're very nice.
City Administrator Dan Marsh tells me the mural violates 2 sign ordinances. It first needed to be approved by City Council. The painted letters for Kata's Hair Studio are also an issue.
We had no idea that we had to pull a permit. Now we should have asked. We understand that.
She's hoping they can find another solution that doesn't involve erasing what Williams created. And I was able to get a little bit more clarification from that city administrator. He says that they were in the process of discussing these sign ordinances beginning earlier this month before the issue with Kata's Hair Studio came up at all. And while those conversations are ongoing, he says the city will not take any further action against the business for the mural. So it stays, at least for now. For a full look at his response and his thoughts on this, you can head on over to our website, find them there at clickondetroit.com. Reporting live in Southgate, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Pamela.
It is a clear night across Metro Detroit, but Kim is tracking showers and some storms possibly headed our way.
And apparently we should have a dry morning, but then we've got some changes on the way, Kim.
We sure do. Between now and Thursday, we have not just 1 or 2 changes, we have 4 or 5 changes in our weather, so you're going to want to keep updated on it. The best way is through our Forewarn Weather app. Right now here in the city, we're at 71 degrees. Some of the outer lying suburbs already dropping down into the upper 50s. Tomorrow will be nice through the majority of the day. You'll notice the humidity creeping back in again by 4 o'clock. It'll be around 81 degrees. Showers and storms expected after sunset, which is at 7:34. Now, the storms tomorrow not expected to be severe, with the exception of way out to the west of us. East Lansing could get some storms, so Michigan State, they'll get some strong thunderstorms. But otherwise, the rest of Metro Detroit not getting in on it tomorrow. But Wednesday, we are in a slight risk for severe weather. We'll time those storms out for you coming up in the forecast.
Sunset now at 7:34. I think I know where this is headed. It's been a years-long debate what to do with the Northville Downs site. We've seen renderings of what the future could look like, but not everyone in the community has been sold on redeveloping the 80-year-old horse racing track into living space. Priya Mann live tonight in Northville, where tonight's city council meeting is going late into the evening. Priya.
That's right, Devin, Karen, that council meeting is still happening here at this community center. It was packed. The proposed developer, they gave a presentation today that lasted about 30 minutes, and ever since it has been public comment. Just about 20 minutes ago, council members started their own discussion. One thing is clear, most of the folks who are here tonight not in favor of this proposed development.
To downtown. Do we want that? Do we? The average Northville resident cannot afford to live in this development.
Most of the Northville residents at Monday night's council meeting were against the redevelopment proposal of the massive Northville Downs property. Many say they're concerned about the design, density of housing, and increased traffic.
Your decision tonight will fundamentally change the culture and the values and the ethics that represent the Northville brand.
The developer says the 48-acre proposal would create more than 400 new homes and condos, as well as mixed-use commercial space and parks.
Given the reduction in density, changing macroeconomic conditions, the significant increases of construction costs during the last 12 months, our ability to make further concessions is limited.
Northville residents say the substantial development would change the look and feel of their small-town community.
It shouldn't matter how long the developer has been working on this process. That shouldn't be considered, because what should be considered is what's best for the city and what's best for the future of Northville residents. And ultimately, this current plan would be settling. You know, this has been an ongoing debate for about 4 years. Important to note that the Planning Commission did recommend approving the plan. City Council not voting on that tonight, but they are looking at rezoning the area. That vote has not happened yet either. Of course, we'll have the very latest tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Northville, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya. Hours from now, Detroit City Council is expected to vote on the expansion of a controversial gunfire detection system.
ShotSpotter is an aerial gun detection system that pinpoints the location of gunshot activity. It's used in other major cities. Detroit police are requesting millions of dollars to expand the technology into additional Detroit neighborhoods. Now, opponents say it is wasteful spending and an invasion of privacy. Police say the sensors only detect gunfire. We'll keep you posted on the vote.
Tonight, Eastern Michigan basketball star Amani Bates is suspended from the team following 2 felony gun charges. Bates appeared in court today to face those charges. The Washtenaw County Sheriff's Office says deputies pulled him over Sunday night after failing to stop at an intersection in Superior Township. During the traffic stop, deputies found a gun. His attorney says the vehicle and the weapon belonged to someone else, and he has pleaded not guilty and was released.
A suspected drunk driver causes a teenager to strike a gas pump at an East Point gas station. It happened at Gratiot and 10 Mile Road when police say Dalton LaForce was traveling north on Gratiot, ran a red light, and then struck a 16-year-old entering the intersection, causing her to swerve and then hit that gas pump. Right here's the damage to her car and that gas pump. She was transported to a local hospital and was later released. 28-year-old Dalton LaForce of Sterling Heights was arrested for drunk driving and was later released on bond. Fortunately, there were no other injuries.
After 10 days of public mourning and hundreds of thousands gathering to say goodbye, it was an emotional farewell to Queen Elizabeth II, who was laid to rest at Windsor Castle next to her husband, Philip. Kimberly Gill continues our coverage from London.
The world said goodbye to a queen today, with millions lining the streets here in London in person and billions more watching on television. It was a ceremony steeped in tradition, remembering her life of service. An extravagant and somber ceremony. Queen Elizabeth II's coffin taken to Westminster Abbey on a gun carriage, with royal family members following close behind. The late Queen was consulted on the state funeral, steeped in tradition, full of prayer and pageantry.
We remember her unswerving commitment to a high calling over so many years.
Britain's longest-serving monarch spent 70 years on the throne. The Archbishop of Canterbury recalling a promise she made on her 21st birthday to dedicate her life to service.
Rarely has such a promise been so well kept.
Mourners pouring in from across the globe. President Biden and the First Lady were among the hundreds of state leaders and dignitaries paying their respects.
Let us pray for all those whose hearts are heavy with grief.
Atop her flag-draped coffin, a personal handwritten note from King Charles reading, quote, "In loving and devoted memory." Crowds gathered in a nearby park to honor the only queen most have ever known.
It's a fitting end, a tribute to a fantastic life of service.
Thousands lined the streets as Her Majesty's coffin journeyed through the heart of London to her final resting place at Windsor Castle.
That was the lump in the throat moment,
I think,
when the coffin came by and so slowly, and the family behind.
We won't see her anymore, but this was the last thing, the last time.
A moment in history that will not be forgotten, marking the end of an era, a remarkable reign, and a life well lived. Reporting in London, Kimberly Gill, Local 4.
And they are on their way back tomorrow.
Yes, good to have them.
Days. Yep.
And let her rest her voice.
Exactly, right.